Okay. So. So why isn't this one going? Why is it not there? Here we are. Look, we are live. I didn't know it.
Yay!
It always happens. We're early then.
Hey.
Yeah, we're early. There we go. Take some moment. Say hello while you're jumping on. Listen, we just never know, anymore. Because it just takes its time to load up. So, yeah.
Before you sit back down, can you grab my mouse from over there? I can't get out. Okay. I'm stuck.
We're gonna, yeah. I thought about moving us up to the office. Say hello, ladies. How's everybody doing? Are you all hello? Hi, Jean. Hi, Dee. Hi, Donna. Hi, you can hear, see and hear me. Awesome.
Yay.
I saw the barn something. So, okay. So why do I not see all the comments? Yesterday I did. The barn at Providence Farm. Hi, Chris from Indiana. How are you? How's everybody doing? It's nice to see you. Hi, Debbie. Hey, Lori. Hi, Lois. How are you? I always like how she goes, Nebraska here. Remember, and so we're with your order. We're sending touch-up paint too. So we have Miss Rebecca, if you're new to us. We have Miss Haley back here.
Hi,
so say hello. It's hard to fit everybody into one frame with the painting. I'm so excited to paint with you on day 2. Hey, Robin. Oh, thanks for sharing. I'm glad you said that. Like, I'm a little slow about that. So, guys, if you want to be entered into our prize wheels that we be drawn on after the last day, we're going to draw a couple drawings for a free month of our HQ membership, which is our vault of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of paintings. Like, we're well over 500. There's 1,600 videos in the vault. So many of those are technique tutorials, but there's well over 500 full tutorial stencils and supplies lists. So if you're joining us, please share. Let's put this up. So if you share our live, if you like our page and comment shared, you'll get entered in. And you can do this each day that we're live. So make sure that you share hi, Teresa Lee. Hi, Joan. How are you? Hi, Ann. How are you? Hi, Sue. Hello, Dee. So if you share the live, you'll get entered in. And then also we have lots of prizes to give away today. Yeah. So we're going to give away some t-shirts again. So we have those here. I'll try not to hit you, Rebecca.
It's okay.
Okay. So we have our Trust the Process t-shirts. I need to wear one of the lift off ones tomorrow. So we have that because we're always telling people to trust the process. We have our lift off okay, because Molly's saying okay in classes shirt. That's probably our most popular one up until the Trust the Process shirts, I'm thinking. And so we're going to give away t-shirts. We're going to give away some of our KC brush packs today again. So we have our 10-pack. Oops, it goes this way. Our 10-pack and our 2-pack dome brushes. I just lost my glasses under the table. So we're going to give those away. And then we're going to give away KC Cash to our app. So thanks, Rebecca. So if you scan the QR code, you can download our app for free in the App Store, and you'll get Casey Cash if you win dropped in. They're just going to randomly pick people for Casey Cash. So say hello if you're jumping on. Haley, your face. Are you talking to people?
Yeah, hello.
Focus. Okay, so today also I wanted to show, can you give the link to the actual page of the Casey's favorite things? Yeah, so it's at the bottom, but if you click on it, you can give the link to them. So we have a link to all the things that we use. And there's an actual page for it with all the links to the things we use. So people want to know the chalk pencil, what we use as a projector to draw, what else? Our glitter that we use, our paint towels, things like that. Did you find it, Haley?
I'm working on it.
Okay, it's clear at the bottom. It's the very last link, I think. Then we can bring it up. Or cell service sometimes in here. Is that what it is? Your Wi-Fi.
I got it.
You got it? Okay. So that way, if you want to know something that we're using, then you can link to that. So she's going to put it in there. Can you also, Rebecca, link to our page on how to sign up? So if you go to KCKHQ and then hit see more, where it is, where we have the free boot camp,
Okay.
then give the link to the top of that page. It'll take them directly to the workshop page.
On it.
Okay, so guys, if you signed up for the free workshop, you're going to have a library with your stencils, you're going to have your supplies list, and then you're also going to have a free color mixing guide as well. And so you'll have this in there, and then our stencils, you just print them out. There's a reference stencil, and you'll put them together like a puzzle. I'm dropping everything today. You'll put them together like a puzzle, and then you can transfer this with white copy paper or carbon paper onto a black canvas, okay? We're gonna get a lot of things in today. A lot. Oh, thanks for sharing, guys. Hi, Sean, how are you? Hi, Judy, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Trace. If I print this on wood, should I paint it black first? No. So if you're using a medium to a dark stain, you don't want it, you don't need to paint it black first. That'll be shadow enough. I love to paint on wood. Love. But if it's a light oak, you might want to put a little black and brown paint behind it mixed together. That would be fine, okay? Treasure Coast, Florida. It's been rainy today too here. That's why the ball cap, you know, she said this is out of the shower hair.
And rained on frizzy curly
Yeah,
hair.
we've been same all day long. So, hi everybody. Hi Kathy. Hi Danielle. You're painting 24 canvases black while watching this for a class tomorrow. I love that. So half of our membership are at home painters and half of them are business members. And some of them became business members without like initially thinking they were going to be. But I license my paintings, my designs to our business members to use in their own in-person classes and also help them grow their business as well. We have a whole video series on that. Thanks for sharing, Carol. Thanks, Cheryl. How are you? Hi, Nancy. How are you? I'm so glad you could join us tonight. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Diane. You're rainy too. I think everybody's raining. Cindy, this is day 2. So exciting. Okay, my poor tire, my tree, I had to redo it. It kept growing and shrinking. Listen, that is easy to happen. The same thing happens with trees too. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
Always start out smaller, then, you know, go bigger from there.
Someone said that, Nancy said, I love the ghosts in the background.
Oh, listen. So Lori, she's one of our instructors. She did our windows. I'll take you through a tour on the last day, like through the studio, but she freehanded all these like spooky trees and then she put ghosts in the window. One has a paintbrush in his hand.
Oh, I didn't see
it's
that.
It's very cool. So she did a tremendous job, and Vicki helped her with that as well. Tremendous job on the windows. But we'll take you on a tour maybe on Thursday.
Sounds
the other
good. thing
that I was thinking is, I was telling Rebecca this right before we started. So there's some additional things that I want to show you. We're going to get through all the techniques in here first. If we can't fit everything in tomorrow that I want to go over with you, I'll come on Friday because we have to do all the prize wheels too for the free HQ.
Yeah.
So I can come to you on Friday and show you the things that are left, like a loose background.
Yeah.
Maybe painting like leaves with color, things like that. Okay?
Okay.
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 Okay. All right. So say hello where you're from when you're jumping on. Hi, Tommy Lou. How are you? Donna Joe. Just join the membership. So worth it. I love it. Oh, thank you so much. Casey is an awesome teacher and champion for our learning important skills. Oh, thank you so much. I love that so much. Glenda said Arkansas is free of rain. That's awesome. Hi, Marlene. How are you? I did not see the painting you did, Marlene. You have to send it to me again. Hi, Lucy. How are you? You mean Saturday? Actually, no. On probably on Friday.
Yeah. Thursday is day 3 of the last day.
Yeah. So probably on Friday I can come to you an extra day. Prayers for everyone during. Is there a hurricane going on? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah. How are you? Hi, Joanne from Ohio. There is.
Florida.
Where's Atlanta? In Florida.
I think like towards Tampa.
Really?
Yeah.
My sister is right on the water in Tampa. So I'm gonna have to text her later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the news.
I don't
I know
watch.
you have all this time.
Mine's, yeah, there's no time. There's no time in a day, you know. We had one of our schools in today, and then I went down to the Newcastle School of Trades as well. So I got to see, everybody down there was wonderful. That place is impressive. It's impressive. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was wonderful. So Rebecca told me to hold this up because you couldn't see it really well. Though. I'm going to stand up for a second. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on the silo. Look, I can't tell where I'm pointing. So we're going to work on the silo. No, it's okay. We're going to put in the barn, and then also maybe we're going to dry brush the foreground. So I think those are our things. After I show you how to make some, silhouetted leaves, okay?
So and the foreground's got some...
It's got some green and some gold.
And the green's like hiding in there. That's the one thing I did not see.
Oh yeah, she said that you couldn't see that from way back here.
You think I was going to
smack you in the head. Yeah.
Oh, are
I'm
you
going to
done
take
with it?
this out of the frame. Yeah.
Sorry, could I have to
Sure. Thank you. All right, we can roll this back so maybe you can, get in there, get a little closer. We know how much Rebecca likes to be on the video. Did you come over and say hello?
I did.
You did, okay.
I did.
All right.
Haley, we're switching tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm so glad you love the painting. Hello. Hi, Melinda.
Good to see everyone.
Luann's on. Hello. It's good to see everybody. Kathy Cunningham, Kathy Conley. We have so many Kathys in the membership and Debbie's. Oh, yeah. Hi, Sue. You're excited. Yay. I'm excited you're on. Thank you. Keep sharing, guys. Share to be entered into winning a free month of HQ. Current members can also win a free month of HQ. It's going to be in the prize wheel. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we're doing more than 1 month. So, more than one prize. So, I'm going to go to my easel. And if there's other things, like I said, that we can't get to today, we're going to tack them on to the end. So Rebecca's doing she's making her list. She has her handy dandy notebook that she writes everything in. I'd love to see everything in there.
This is day 2.
I'm just kidding.
This is
I
day
all
1.
your notes.
Oh,
you keep notes in there on everything.
I do.
I do love that. That's how you keep track of everything, So I'm going to go to my easel, okay? So what we're going to do before we start, I know that there's no leaves on this tree, but I want to show you how to make leaves on the tree. Okay. Let's show this. I have to go back here first. I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back. Okay, so we use these wonderful sea sponges from Tarpon Springs. They're wonderful. One of our members, Susan Montgomery, she bought these for us as a gift in the studio, and they became my favorite sponges because I used to get different sponges. And it's from Spongerama.com, which is in Tarpon Springs. And so we just take pieces off of here, and look how amazing. I was close to the camera. Yeah. It's close, yeah. So you can use this for leaves.
How many sponges would you say is in one of those?
I would say 30.
I was just going to say about 30?
Yeah, about 30. So if you're one of our business members, you can cut this up and use just one for your class. They're about $20 for a big sponge, so it's not bad at all. Yeah.
And they last.
So I throw those in as some surprise gifts into the kits as well, when people order kits. I throw stuff in when you're not here all the time.
I assume you do.
Know that?
I'm sure you do.
With little notes and stuff. Okay, the other way that you can create I know that you can create leaves is with our dome brush. So these are called dome stencil brushes, but they're not exactly like your regular stencil brushes, because what I did is we had these made, and I had them made with round edges. It's very stiff hog's bristle, but it's also soft, so it doesn't get weighted down when you're using a lot of paint. When you wash them out, a lot of dome brushes, they get very limp, so I love them. So you can make leaves and clouds and all kinds of stuff with that.
Never seen you make leaves with one of those. So
are you going to? Yeah, it was in Midnight by the Lake, sister. You missed it.
I didn't watch that. I didn't go to the class. I haven't.
What's wrong with you?
I've been working for you, so I don't have time to go to the classes.
Went to the class.
Haley went to the class.
Yeah, she went to the class. Okay, guys. So let's talk about making a leaf with sea sponge, okay? Because this is what we've used until we had the brushes made, and so now people are loving the brush, and we're not using the sea sponge as much. But this is so wonderful to make leaves, okay? So first thing you want to do when you're making leaves with this is you have to wet it. So we're gonna wet it, and then I also dry it off on my paint towel, okay? You just need to soften it a little bit. Also, what you want to do is you don't want to have it out flat. You're not stamping it like a stamp. So I want you to remember that. Don't stamp it like a stamp because you'll make the same mark over and over again. What you want to do is you want to kind of squish it down like this, all right, like this. And then we're going to move our hand around and we're going to like tap in bundles. We're just going to use black. I'm going to do part with the sea sponge and then I'm going to do part with the dome brush. So you can see the difference is very similar. But what people tend to do when I'm walking around a classroom, I look for this. I always talk about the don'ts also. Don't stamp it. Don't press hard. This is a very, very light touch. So remember to touch light, okay? Especially when you're outer edge of a bundle, so you have very light marks there. Okay? All right, let's go here. All right, so even though this tree in the example doesn't have leaves, it's gonna have leaves now. Any questions?
I don't think yet.
Okay, so, and if you don't like your mark, you just get another one or you just cut another one. Okay. I actually rip off the edges.
If anyone has any questions, feel free to type them into the chat.
Yes.
And we will get those answered. And
okay. So I'm going to pull out the black off to the side. They're going to pick a winner once I start this and we'll give away some Casey cash to start.
So you're doing it on the original?
No, I'm going to, on this.
Yeah.
The original's put up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So pull your black off to the side, all right? Another day we can show you like how to add color to your leaves. We're not gonna do that right now. I just wanna show you how to use the sea sponge, all right? I always like start, you might wanna zoom in, Rebecca, again, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I always like to start in a place that the leaves are more dense, that there's more leaves, all right? And you don't have to go right on a branch. That's another thing people tend to want to do is just run them right up the branch. You need to think there's bundles. There's bundles. It's a little long. I'm going to squeeze this a little bit more. Squeeze it. There's bundles of leaves. So you're just going to, you know, you don't have to go right on the branch, all right? So you can go like pretend that there's actual branches, like, you know, little branches holding these, you know, all through here. All right? Very lightly touch as you're coming off to the sides, all right? And you can just tap in some areas also, but it puts in leaves like so quickly. It's crazy, okay? So I remember way back when I used to make leaves with the tip of a fan brush, you know?
Oh.
Then I went to the sea sponge, and then we developed our dome brush. So,
yeah.
you know. So
little evolution.
Yeah, you have lots of options. Okay, so here's the dome bristle brush, all right?
I know the corner was hard to see.
Yeah, it's because it's such a big canvas, you know. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of my black. I'm gonna get a little water on my tip, all right? So this is another thing, you don't want to press hard, very, very lightly, and you're just gonna use like the edge as well, okay? You have a lot more control of where your leaves are going to go with this brush. You know, you can, I'm gonna make this go out a little further. We can have just a couple here, very lightly touch. If you're heavy-handed, this might be easier for you with this brush. You can always go back and like the centers of some things and make them a little bit darker, but you're just like tapping around in an oval motion. Can you see really well or no? Am I going up to the top? There we go. Okay, thank you. All right, so just a little tapping, but look how quickly you can put together some leaves. So
which one did you say is better if you're heavy-handed?
So the dome brush, because if you're heavy-handed with the sea sponge, it covers like a little bit more area. Now we have a big dome brush that you can use as well if you're working on a big tree. But this you can make some smaller areas with it a little bit easier. So I find with the sea sponge that a lot of people do still tend to go back to like stamping, you know. So you always have to move your hand around, keep your touch really light, squeeze your sponge also, okay? So I just wanted to show you that just so you know.
Love that.
If you wanted to add some leaves, it's so quick and easy. All right? Does anybody have any questions on that? And then you can actually, you know, if you had something more in the daylight, then you could add more colors to this. We can layer up the leaves. I actually do always start the leaves in black first. even if it's not a silhouette, because I like to get the shadow behind there.
Okay.
So yeah, I love that. Here's my glasses. Now I can see. I was putting those in without being able to see. It's very blurry.
Oh,
Let's see. Is it all right? Yeah.
looks good.
Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top of the silo. All right. I'm going to go to my 1/2-inch flat brush, and we're going to grab a little bit of white. Okay. So any questions on the tree, on the leaves? Are we good?
I think we're good so far.
Let's
Oh,
give
I didn't
away
see
a
that
pack of dome brushes. So
Okay.
let's give that away. So we're going to give away a 2-pack of the dome brushes. Okay. You go ahead whenever you're ready.
Oh, you're
I'm
waiting
gonna
on
get a
me?
drink of water. Sure.
Oh, okay. Pack of dome brushes
thanks, Dawn.
to Anita Dunn Deason.
Congratulations. So they're going to attach a Google form to your name, and then you're going to reply. It'll send it directly to our email with where to ship them to. Okay.
All right.
Late getting here. Hi, Michelle. No worries at all. Guys, hi, Mandy. How are you? Hey, Kathy. Love the tree. Yay. So those of you who are just getting on, make sure that you share the live so you can be entered into our drawings for a free month of KCHQ membership, okay?
Lori just asked, is there a place where you can post your painting? I'd love to see how everyone's is going
Oh my
along.
gosh, so yes, so post it in this live. I would love to, or tomorrow's.
Or just in this HQ group.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So you can post it in this live. I'd love to see it. You can also email to us, but please share with everybody. We'd love to see it. But here's our email address, okay? And then also, and I'll make a post with everybody's too that is sent to us at the end, because I love for people to see it. If you still need to sign up for the free library, you can go to kckhq.com. They also have the direct link in there.
Oh,
For the
okay.
library. I meant you guys. Do you guys put the direct link for the workshop and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Good luck. So I'm gonna use my 1/2-inch flat
You're
brush.
like,
All right, 1/2-inch flat. Put a little water on there, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pull some white off to the side. Okay. So I did get another plate. It stayed nice and fresh in the Ziploc bag, but remember I dropped it on the floor. It was turning into such a mess. So I had to get another plate.
Yeah, I was like, glad
okay?
I'm not sitting next to you when you're dropping
I'm
paint.
there. I drop paint a lot. It's bad. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make the top of the silo right here. We make it a little bit brighter at the top, and then I'm going to pull the paint in while it's wet. So I'm just gonna do this side first, and then I'm gonna start pulling down. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you what the shape on the other one. What I do, and this is actually good when you have a little bit of blindness, you take your glasses off and you take a look at a picture. So what I did is I looked at a bunch of silos, you know, and so this was something that was way far off in a distance. And I can tell you how crazy. I grew up in the country. My parents like have 100 acres, you know, and we grew up in the country, like picking corn, selling stuff at the, you know, next to us was a big cow farm and stuff. But anyways, I didn't know what this was made out of because it was so far back. So when I dry brush this in, I actually had to ask my husband that night, I'm like, what do you think that's made out of? And he's like, cement block. I
mean,
that's right, you know.
What do they put in a silo? Isn't it like
Corn
food?
and stuff?
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But so that one was made out of some cement block, and I was like, why did I think of that? But I was looking at just highlights and lowlights when I was looking at the picture, because the picture of the silo that I liked was off at a distance, you know. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling this down. On the right side, I'm kind of arching to the right. I need a little bit more paint. Okay, on the right side, I'm kind of arching over this way, lifting off as I'm coming down to this line. And then when I'm in the middle, I'm kind of coming straight down. I did draw my paint.
Oh
again.
no!
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
I'm totally fine.
Is it all over your toes?
It's not.
Oh, good.
Well, I have decent pants on. I don't know why. I
Why'd
keep
you wear
doing
that? Do you want an apron?
No, I'm fine.
We sell them. I can charge you for one.
So I'm just gonna pull this down. I want it brighter on the top where the light is hitting, a little bit darker on the bottom. So when I get to hardly any paint on my brush, I can scuff going left to right. You just aren't gonna see which way I'm scuffing it, okay? But I want a little bit brighter up here because the light is hitting up here. A little bit darker down here, okay? So you're dry brushing it once you get past this top spot, okay? So I'm just gonna rub this just a little. I feel like it's slightly too bright.
Thanks, Susan, for sharing. Hi, Dana. Hi, Lisa.
Hey ladies, how are you?
Lucy's here.
Lucy, how are you? Okay, so we have that, all right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna dry brush this in. This is the perfect size for this, 1/2 inch, as you can tell. All right, so we're just going to make, it's about a little over 1/2 inch strokes, okay, with the wide part of the brush. My light, when I was looking at this picture, was like a little bit more on this side, okay? So a little bit brighter on this side of the silo. So I'm going to use Van Dyke brown, so that's my dark brown, and a little bit of white, all right? And we're gonna work from there. So on the right side, it's gonna be a little darker. So I'm not washing my brush, actually I'm just wiping it off a little bit. I'm gonna get a little bit of Van Dyke brown and a little bit of white. So if you're new to painting, just try to learn how much paint you have on that brush. Look, I wiped it off. I want a dry brush. We want a small amount of paint. See it right
And
here?
that's just a little bit of the brown with the white.
Yep, that's the dark brown with the white. All
This
right?
is Beginners Bootcamp, so be sure to ask your questions.
Yes, for sure.
No stupid questions here. Casey will.
For sure. I'm gonna turn this way just because my
yeah.
angle will be better.
Do you need me to zoom out or anything?
No, you
Okay.
can stay zoomed in. That'll help everybody a
Okay.
little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is I want my brush at an angle, okay? So I turned it because it's gonna be a little easier for me to pull down this way because my camera's on the right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna scuff these marks in like this, okay? These are gonna be like our faux cement blocks, all right?
Sean said, I need so much help with blending. Thank you.
Sure, we'll work on that for sure. And we did like, the sunset was a little blending. We're gonna blend a little bit on the foreground, but we can add that to our last day. You know what I mean? So if we wanna work on that a little bit more. As we go over here, we're gonna use a little bit more paint, a little bit brighter on this side, all right? We're just scuffing this. You're seeing the black canvas. That's the best thing about using the black canvas, is using that to your advantage, okay? So then I'm gonna come down a little bit further, and I'm gonna kind of like not make these all exactly the same, because when I was looking at the photo, it didn't have like a perfect, you know, pattern in there of how the blocks were. I actually think it was like a handmade. I was looking at a very, very old silo. It was like,
Say if you get a little too like patterny with it, can you go back?
take a
and-
little bit of black, yep, and
Okay.
get your black back in there. So you can always black this out and start over. Someone trying to come in the side door? I just heard somebody pull
Do you
on
want me to
it.
go check?
Someone pulled on it.
Yeah.
We're closed though, so as long as it's not somebody got locked out in the back. So a little bit brighter here. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
So I'm just pulling down little paint. Light pressure. Nobody's there? Okay. Customers will come even late when you're in here. Okay, so if you're starting to get like too much of a pattern, say this is like too bright over here, what you want to do is you want to get some black. Like I feel like this isn't too bright, but I just want to show you because a lot of people won't, you know, it's harder for them to use a very small amount of paint. So you can just get some black, and then you can also cut some black through here. Like if you lose some of that, you can cut some black through here by, you know, making your brush go another way. I don't want you to spend like a lot of time and energy on this. We just want it to be kind of very faint looking, okay?
Kathy said, I have a hard time determining the light source and where to highlight. Do you have any tips for that?
Yes. So first of all, you do want to determine in your painting. I'm going to use a little bit of raw sienna also. So that's a light brown, just a little. And we're going to put black right across here, back in again as well, okay? But I'm going to leave this upright so you have a better, am I still in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do need to determine whenever you're creating a painting, like where your light source is coming from. So if you're straight, you know, down the middle, like your light, you know, is evenly down the middle, you're gonna really hit the tops of things. It would, you know, it'd be pretty even everywhere. Your round things, it would hit a little bit more in the center than it would just on the sides. One trick that one of our instructors, when she first started painting with us, Diane, she's retired now, but when she first started painting with us, she had a hard time determining where the light hit. So she would carry this little, do you remember this little flashlight with her, and she would put it wherever she thinks the light is going to hit, and then she would figure out her light source from there.
That was genius.
And yeah, and I thought that was a really good idea. But the other thing is say you're creating a painting and like you're designing it, you're creating it. Look at real things. Look at how the light's hitting, you know, the objects that you're looking at, and then determine where it's brighter, you know, by looking at those real things, okay? So we're just going to, I'm just, you know, scuffing this just a little, and then we'll go back. When you come down the bottom, guys, it's almost all black too. This is going to be shadowed, and we're going to have grass in front of it. All right, so what we're going to do now is we'll take a little bit of white, just a little bit. Look how tiny, little bit, okay? And what we're going to do is we're just going to highlight a little bit more on the left side, okay? And then we're going to pull this in. They're carrying on behind me.
Haley's trying to scroll like my computer screen. I'm like, oh, it doesn't do that.
Oh, to touch it.
Yeah.
To be fair, mine does that.
Yes.
Listen,
She's like, I was like, what is she doing?
Mine does that, and I always forget.
I was like,
that.
oh, it doesn't do that.
Yeah. So a little bit of raw sienna white also, just to add a little glow to this. You could use a little bit of gold on here also. I think that would be fine. Rebecca, did you have a good day? I didn't see you all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of chilled.
That's good.
Tried to not have a broken back.
Yeah, her back is driving her crazy with this weather, and she's young. And so she's sitting on a donut.
It's not a donut. It's a gel cushion from Amazon.
It's a
Very
gel
different.
cushion.
and it is not a donut.
I'm sorry. It's so funny. Listen, whatever helps, you know. I was spinal cord injured.
Hey,
I
I-
never tried that.
I have to drive 40 minutes here, so I
That's
need
true.
some cushion.
You need some cushion.
All right. Lori said, now if the right side of the top of the silo is brighter, then why is the left side brighter down below?
So I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just, you know, getting the base in.
Gotcha. So we got
And
to
then
trust
I come
the...
back, trust the process. So
Okay.
then I look at that and I go back and I take black in two areas, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so this,
That makes sense.
yeah, so right here is a little bit darker right here, but it's not much. I'm just gonna pull a tiny bit of black because I'm gonna pull black in a couple of places. So we go here. We always get the base in, which once you start painting with me, you know that I kind of throw things in quickly, right, ladies? And then we go
Yes.
back and we touch things. And we know that, you know, so I'm pulling this down, following the shape. All right, there's not a lot of light on this altogether. I don't want you to spend a lot of time on this. Then where this chalk line is, or where your carbon paper line is, I want you to come back and put a little bit of black here. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna add a little bit of shadow, you know, throughout, okay? And then I'm going to take just a little bit of black here, and I'm going to kind of like stagger this, you know, let's get in some darkness here and there.
Oh, she's cracking up over here.
We have too much fun
Haley's
together.
tired. She worked all day.
I know, poor Haley.
Just got
Okay.
ibuprofen in my
So-
system. That looks great.
You can't handle that, huh? It's too much. So I'm just gonna get some of my chalk lines out here, and I'm just gonna go and scuff in some black, and then it just depends. Like you can have bigger blocks than this, you know. I think it really doesn't matter with that. Depends on what you're looking at. I made them slightly smaller, I think, than the last ones, but I think I'm okay with that because your eye just doesn't draw to this, you know. All right. Does anybody have any questions on that so far?
Sean said
Making
it's she's looking forward to joining the club and it's all coming
yay,
together.
Yay! As I just like as I turn around and I ran my brush down my thing, I was like, "Hey, yeah, sorry. I'm missing the fun behind me." You know? So I just want to dull that down even a little bit more. I don't want to show too much information here. And we're looking forward to painting with you, Sean. So thanks so much for joining us. So I haven't talked about that much. We actually, let me talk about that really quick because people send us messages and I haven't been able to get to everybody. I'm looking at this. So guys, here's another thing that I talk about. So always take the time to look through your phone camera to get a perspective on how you would see it on the wall, unless you will get up and take a look at it from 3 or 4 feet back, okay? Otherwise, look through your phone camera and you're gonna see it how you would see it on a wall instead of looking at something really up close like this, okay? So I just think that you get a better idea of what it looks like, okay? I still feel like I'm gonna mess with this for another second, okay? So I feel like I want to show a little bit more of the lighter brown on some of these as well, okay? Just scuffing in a little color in there. All right, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about the membership. So we do have, this is the final week that we can have, I can't talk.
The final week.
The final week that we're offering $19 to try our membership for 30 days. And we have a membership drive going on. That's what we're calling it. What we're doing is we are, with everybody that's joined the membership, we had 100 new members with our last workshop. And I lowered the membership price $12 a person. Off their monthly fee. So it went from $49 to $37 a month. The reason why we're doing that, we have a lot of people on a fixed income. We have a lot of people that are retired and on a fixed income, and I don't ever want anybody to have to leave because of not being able to afford it, because it's our happy place. We paint together every single week together, our whole group, and I love it so much, and they're our painting family. So I was telling Haley and Rebecca all year is bothering me, what can I do? Because if somebody leaves, they write us and tell us this is why they're leaving and that they love the membership so much. And so I wanted to figure out a way that we could reduce membership costs and still keep our staff and everything that we do for the membership. And so what we did is we created a membership drive, and based on however members we get in, that we're going to continue to lower the cost. So the money doesn't go in our pocket, it comes off of everybody's cost that's in the membership. And so we're excited. We're hoping by the end of the month, we're offering $19 for people to try it for the first 30 days. And then hopefully by the end of the month, it's already down to $29, and then we'll continue to reduce it until we get to $20 one day. And that is our goal, is to go from $49 to $20. So we're already at $37. The end of the month, I foresee us being probably at the $29. And so if you pay $19 to start with us within 30 days, I'm hoping it's just $29 for the renewal.
Right.
So, and then goes down from there.
Right. And you're not trying to make a killing here. We just want to maintain the website and this, that, and the other thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Unfortunately, we can't give it all away for free. But,
I would like to.
Casey would love to give everything away for free. However, the more people that you get to paint with, the happier you are.
I do love it so much.
And you get to spread your joy and all your paintings. Yeah. And it's so fun.
So with the new signups, just like we did before, that comes off of everybody's membership price. So you just want to use coupon code KCKHQ19 and just go to kckhq.com. Okay. So if you want to try it, you can cancel anytime as well, but you'll get into our private group and I get to paint with you every single week, and you will love our ladies. They're amazing. They're amazing online and in person. They flew here from all over the country, and we had a members weekend this last week, and it was incredibly fun, and they're wonderful. So you will love it. And I'm so inspired every day when I see the group, all of the paintings that they're posting and how they're lifting each other up. It's wonderful. Yeah. Okay, so I'll stop talking. Do you have any questions?
No, that's fine. If you want to go ahead, I can continue to ask.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Once you're
hit it, sister.
Okay, Mandy said, so once you have membership, how does it work towards painting kits and such?
Okay, so our members, so if you want to get, I'm going to go back here. I hate to talk when like I can't see you
Oh,
guys.
sorry.
And so our members do have we have all-in-one painting kits here on the app. They do have a discount on there for the frames and for the brushes and things like that. But in our vault, so what happens when you sign up, you get immediate access to our vault that has our hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of painting tutorials, supplies lists, stencils. There's notes for almost every tutorial as well, except for older ones that we have typed out notes for you so you can grab and go if you're teaching as well. And so you have that, and you're licensed to teach our paintings in your own in-person classes. You can sell our paintings at craft shows, and a lot of people make money from painting our paintings and teaching our paintings as well.
So the membership's not for the painting kits. It's basically you can get your own supplies and then paint from Casey's 1,600 paintings she has.
This is a little much.
And
And
counting.
counting. I'm always
Yeah.
at it. Every single week. So far this month they got, it was 8 new paintings so far.
Wow.
8 new paintings. So, and I haven't even gotten to do what I want to do so far. Because I went a little bit crazy last September. I did 29 paintings.
I remember.
Yeah, I didn't sleep at all. I'm so inspired.
It was
I
like I'm
a
blacked
crazy
out
person.
from
Yeah.
that time.
So you get new paintings all the time, and we paint together every Tuesday in the group, and then I throw in bonuses all the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
so
Fun
we have a
stuff.
lot of fun together. Yeah. And so if you wanted to, if you're in the membership, and most people do get their supplies, some still order kits.
Yes.
But you don't have to. So you can have your own supplies. You don't have to use the same exact paints as us either. Yeah, we have another thing for our members that don't like to draw their own canvases. We have just single drawing canvases that you can get if you have your own paints too. So yeah, I forgot to mention that.
I
You're so
didn't know
smart.
if I'm like, are we
Yeah,
saying that?
I'm still using like mark language here. I'm like, you're so smart.
Reagan said, I won a first place ribbon with one of your paintings at the state fair. First time I've ever entered.
That. Congratulations. That's so wonderful.
Let us know
Yay.
which painting it was.
Yeah. Look, can you look at my plate? It looks the same as last time. I dropped it.
Oh no.
Yeah, same
Oh,
thing.
no.
It's okay. Okay, so let's talk about this barn. All right. So what we're gonna do? By the way, I made this painting. What was this, 3 or 4 years ago? It's quite a while.
Yeah, it was a minute.
I painted it 2 years ago, so
Probably 3. Yeah,
2 to
something
3,
like that. Maybe it is 2 or 3 years ago. I have no concept of time. I just have to tell you. So when I was looking at this barn, you could see through the other side. So there was a little bit of light. I'm gonna have to move this up a little bit, I think. There was a little bit of light up here coming through. These are the windows out the other side. That's why you see the sunset, which we should have put in yesterday. I'll put that back in today, okay?
Oh, Reagan said it was the one with the flag in the background.
One with the flag. in
With the
background. Is it, so is it the
with the
patriotic
sunset.
trend?
was it the sunset or the with
Patriotic
the eagle?
sun-
I have to
Sunset.
get a little bit of pink on my plate. Can you open this? It's like stuck. You're strong. You tighten that.
Yeah, I did.
Listen, I couldn't get the handles to the washer open.
Oh boy.
Where's all of our popsicles?
So they're in like that bin. This is the Soho magenta. Casey likes the thickness of this and
I
the
do it. Show it
vibrancy.
inside. Yeah, it's so
yeah,
gorgeous.
and you could tell she's used the heck out of it.
Yeah. So I'll need a little magenta. I didn't put it on my plate because I was like, we're done with the sunset. And we have a little bit in that window, you know.
Oh,
But let's
that's
start with
right.
our red. Yeah, I totally forgot. But these are the windows on the back of the barn. Okay.
Yeah, it was a patriotic sunset, not the one with the eagle, although
I-
she wants to do that
I
one.
love the patriotic sunset.
Erica won a ribbon for that too at the fair.
She did. That's right.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I love to hear that. We do prizes at our local fair too. Like we do first, second, and third as well. So I'm gonna get a little bit of orange and a little bit of red. All right, more red than orange, maybe a touch of white. So we're basically going to dry brush this. I want you to. We're gonna layer this up. And see how I'm leaving where the chalk lines are. I'm going to leave that black. All right. We're going to leave it a little bit darker right under the overhang of the roof. Okay. And we're going to leave a little bit of darkness in the center here, is in between the boards as well. And look, they're not perfect looking. Okay. So what you're going to do is I would go with the width of your brush. All right. We're going to very lightly, we're going to hold our brush, you know, at that angle again. We're going to lift off. Okay. So not a lot of paint. We're gonna lift off. You're gonna start right underneath it, leave a little bit of black in between. I'm gonna make this a little bit wider than my brush. I could even probably go with the 1-inch brush in here, but I'll just stick with the 1/2 inch, okay?
You love the 1/2 inch.
I do love the 1/2 inch brush.
Love
okay,
it.
so I'm gonna go across here. Little paint, we can come back and build up anything that we need to, okay? But leave a little bit of darkness going over here.
And colors in that one again?
So I used a little bit of orange, a little bit of red, and a little bit of white, all right? So we're just going to pull a little bit off to the side. Don't use a lot of paint, and a touch of white, just a touch, all right?
Cindy said, I joined last month and painted the free pumpkins and sunflower painting. I sold it quickly, which more than paid for my membership this month.
I love that so much, Cindy. Yay. I love, I couldn't believe there were more than a few people that said they sold that painting.
It was a
You know,
goodie.
I
Yeah.
love that one. Yeah.
Did you paint that one? No. Me
She
neither.
works, Dorian.
I worked it.
Oh, you worked it. Okay.
She works, yeah. Okay, guys, so I'm going to try to keep these, a little bit in line here, but very little paint, leaving a little bit of black. It's okay if it doesn't match up perfectly though, Haley's mom is actually in the back. She's painting on, we have a community room that we're gonna unveil and do a ribbon cutting on the 13th of this month. So we have that going on. It's so exciting. I love to work with our friends with, disabilities, children and adults. And so we've been working on something for months and months. And so her mom's painting something amazing on the wall back there right now. We're so excited. So excited. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna keep going down. We're gonna do this the whole way across, all right? All the way across. And I would kind of bounce back and forth so you keep it similar. It doesn't have to be exacto. Nobody's really gonna notice it, all right? Any questions?
As soon as I find one, it runs to goes back up. Anita said, I use Deco art paints. I know they're not as thick, but do you think they'll be okay?
Yeah, I think they'll be totally fine. There's a lot of people in the membership that use Deco art paints. You're totally fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm using the back of my brush. See, there's not a ton of paint on there, okay? Not a lot at all. So I'm lifting off every stroke, lift off. I'm wearing that lift off shirt tomorrow.
This is a unique question. Lynn said, how do you decide what to sell a painting for monetarily?
Okay, so we do talk about that quite often, in our group, because as people join, they want to know that. So that is a harder decision to make, okay? A couple of things. So sometimes it's hard to charge for your time, depending on how much time you put into something. So when I used to do commission work, I can't fit commission work in anymore, but I used to do an awful lot of it. And whenever I was painting people and dogs and things like that. And so you have a lot of hours in that, and can you bill for all those hours? I don't know. You can, I think, in some cases. But also you have to look and see, what are things going for something similar as well.
Did you wet your brush at all with this bar?
This is pretty much dry brush,
Okay.
not a lot of paint, okay?
And that's red, touch of orange, and a little bit of white.
A little bit of white. And right
Got
here, I
it.
feel like it's getting a little too bright. And you're leaving not a gaping amount of black where the boards meet, but just a little bit, okay? And we're gonna come back, we're just laying the base again, okay? We're gonna come back to it, all right? So I'm just gonna go back and forth. Yeah, so you could you could look and see, say you're doing pet portraits, okay? Because we did we did a workshop in the membership on how to paint your pet as well. And so say you're doing that, then some pet portraits, are $150. Some pet portraits sell for $300, My paintings for the classes, if I were to sell them, I have sold them, but generally I just give them away if I have duplicates. Rebecca will tell you.
Yeah. Well, no, because you do it when I'm not here.
Yeah.
She's like, Rebecca's not here. I'm gonna.
When we had the mastermind here, her first thing, she was like, Casey gives everything away. She told them all
Somebody
this
was
stuff.
like, I'm gonna go around and make a list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
makes
like,
sense.
I will, but so the ones that we teach in classes, like the ones in the vault, generally what I would do with that is I would sell them for like say $55 to $70, depending on how how much time those ones took. But generally, like a class, maybe it takes me 2 hours to do that. And so I used to have like a wall of the paintings that I would sell in the studio. I don't do that anymore for the fact that I like to see if someone needs something, like when they're here, like I feel like they need to brighten their day somehow, and I go and pick a painting that I feel that they would love, and so I like to do that, and so I don't sell them anymore. I gave away probably 100 paintings this past year, especially to like the Cray students as well. I feel like it brought them so much joy, and but if you're going to like a craft fair and stuff, you might want to look online to see what other things are going for as well. But generally, like a portrait is around $150 or so. One of our texture elephants, though, I can tell you, like an African art collector bought it, my first one, and first offer for it was like $450. So yeah, and so
A lot of time went into that one, I know.
yeah, so my very first one, I got a little carried away. And so I made it out of, you guys, this is before, I think it was before I started using the hard molding paste, right? So I'm at home and I'm like, I want to make something out of texture. I'm not
That was a crackle.
Oh yeah, so the second and third ones were crackle. But my first ones I made with paper towels. I'm not kidding you. And molding paste. That's what it was. Paper towels and molding paste. And I made all the wrinkles with paper towels and molding paste. And it was so cool. But I have to tell you, I did regret selling that one because I would like to have it here. You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Make another.
Man, that was a one. Like, I actually
One
got a
and
little
done?
carried away. Yeah, I worked on that for about 8 hours.
boy.
And I was a little carried away.
Do you paint the edges of your canvases?
So not the black canvases, but some of the colored canvases I do. It depends on what needs to wrap around. I don't care to bring like trees around. I feel like they never go around and look too hot. When you're carrying around in a class. But if you're just carrying over like a sunset, that looks amazing carrying it around the sides. So do you guys see it? I'm gonna zoom out a little.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So they get the full effect of what we're doing. Okay, does anybody have any questions about this?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see. Still working on it here. The frames are handmade by Casey's brother.
Yeah.
And I posted a link to those.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Kathy Hill asks, do you do your classes once a week for the membership? What day of the week if you do?
So it's on Tuesdays almost always. If there's something else going on, Tuesday evenings, like I put a schedule together for the whole month. So by the first of the month, you have the schedule for the whole month. And rarely does something have to change on the schedule, but I'll tell you which painting that we're doing. I put it into our membership with the stencils and supplies list so you can get prepared as well. And so I'm a planner, as they will probably tell you, that I have to plan out the whole month. I plan out all my time. And that way we can accomplish a lot more if everything's planned out,
Yeah, and those are just the live ones,
Yeah.
but like the video tutorials that are already filmed,
Oh, those
are there for you
those
whenever.
are there. You can use those anytime you want. And then I also, throughout the weeks, I drop in bonuses. So I drop in like new tutorials. Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're okay.
And
Try not to
so
interrupt you.
You'll get bonuses out of nowhere, and it's just about every single week. So, and yeah, so you don't have to feel like you have to paint everything. Like, paint your
Right.
favorite things that you like to see, like to paint. I am a crazy pumpkin person. Like, I'm always, I'm always coming up with new pumpkin paintings this time of year.
Lisa asked, do you have a new snowman planned?
Oh, I do. Listen, and every year I'm like, how am I going to come up with more snowmen? I do. It is actually sitting and drawn, and I fit that in today in between stuff. And he's cute. He's like dopey looking a little. He's very cute. Yeah. He's a dopey looking snowman, but there'll be more than one snowman. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do as many fall new ones. I mean, I got a lot out, but not like 29 like last year.
Right. A lot going on.
And Halloween. So we did have a lot going on. We had members weekend. We've been working on this new community room here at the studio for, I would say, 4 months? Maybe 3 or 4 months?
September, July.
She's
about
always
3
good.
months.
About 3 months. So I'm never good with the time. She is. And so it's been busy, really busy.
Almost 4 months.
Yeah. So and then we'll have our open house October 13th. It's really something. I can't wait to show all of you.
It is 8:53. I didn't know if you knew that.
Okay, I did not. Okay, so what we're gonna do? So I think I'm okay with how this is. I'm gonna lean back and take a look at it. And so you can always go back, like say you want to, I'm gonna wipe off my brush. Same thing with the black. Okay, you can always go back. The reason why, whoops, that's a little too much. You can always go back and put a little bit of black in between, some of your spaces here, okay?
I know this is a topic of
Conversation.
yes.
I'm gonna dull this part down.
Have you decided to do a Mrs. Claus to match the Santa?
That's so funny. Yes, I have. And you know what? So I think I told you guys I painted 2 of them, and I didn't like them because they didn't go with Mr. Claus, with Santa Claus. And so I tossed them because I was like, so I was telling my class in here, in the studio, how I need to make this Mrs. Claus face where she goes with for those of you that don't know, we can put Santa. Let me see. He's in here. So do you see him? He's holding his finger
right
up to
underneath
his
the
mouth.
C.
Yeah. And so we did a workshop. I think we had 600 or 700 people.
It was a lot of people.
He came out so beautifully. I loved him so much. I was so proud of everyone. That was probably my favorite workshop ever to see the results from. Because when you're painting a human face, it's no easy task. And everybody did an amazing job. Amazing.
Robin wants to know, how do you manage to keep your lines so straight in the barn?
Well, actually, I don't really care to paint straight lines, so I like to do things like this where it can be a little wonky, it could be an old barn, and so your black areas can stay a little bit, little wonky. It could have a little bit more shadows in different areas.
Do your short strokes help that?
Yeah, so I'm pulling back and lifting off, but I have my hand anchored, so I think that's what helps so much. You see my hand on the painting. It's on the canvas. So when I pull this across here, I'm able to keep my hand real steady when I'm doing that, no matter how much caffeine or my back,
Yeah.
So
Are you loading the white on a particular side of your brush, or are you just loading it
on the
other
back
colors?
side? Yeah, very little the white. You can see it doesn't make it pink too much. It's just a tiny bit of white because I didn't want too much white. What I will be doing is I'll add a little bit of a white highlight here and there on these pieces. Okay, I wanted this all to be very, very loose. All right, and so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down here. We're going to leave a little bit of black where the chalk line is on both sides of that. We're just going to scuff in some of that red, maybe a touch of white and orange in there. That was a little bit too much white. I'm going to just go right down through here. Why not? I'm not zoomed in right. Okay.
Nope.
So let's do that. And then we're going to come down here.
Sean said, I can't imagine painting a human.
Oh, listen, I was so that's one where I was like, I can't see what everybody's doing, which I'm used to that. But for a human face, if you have the slightest thing off, I brought this down too far. If you have this is actually white down here. Don't follow me here. I got carried away. This is going to be white down here. I'll put black over it.
Okay.
But if you're painting a human face, the slightest thing can throw it off. And let me tell you, they were the most beautiful Santas that I had ever seen. Like, they were so gorgeous. And I was so proud of everyone. Everyone worked very hard at them. And you don't have to go, so I'm going right in here with some red as well, dry brushing a little bit. I had some paint left on my brush, and I'm just going right inside these triangles, just a tiny bit.
Did you say the white carbon paper's from Amazon or Walmart?
It is from Amazon, but you can get it from Walmart too. They have it as well. Yeah, so you can do either or. I'm gonna get a little bit of black so this dries while we're doing this, this other part. So let me put this, back in. Just talking and going. I was like, huh. The other side doesn't have it.
Sheila asked, she said, I saw the German Shepherd dog painting,
Yeah.
and I am wanting to paint an Australian Shepherd dog. Is there a way to convert that sketch to look like a shepherd dog? My daughter has 2 of them.
So we have a tutorial on how to transfer your stencil of your own dog. And then I also have another tutorial on different strokes for the hair. So depending on how the hair is as well. And so that way that you can transfer that to your own pet also, okay? So those videos are in the vault, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of white. And the German Shepherd, we have 6 sessions for that. And we really broke it down because, that's the other thing about painting a pet. People always ask me, like, so I'm going to go here really quick. Why don't you do your paint your own pet in our studio classes? And there is a big reason why. Is because everybody's pet's different. And I would not, I can't live with myself unless somebody leaves with a painting they love, they want to hang on their wall. And I feel like every pet's different. You have to spend time on that pet. So I know other painting studios have paint your own pets, nights. But I'm not okay with just giving the drawing and not a lot of instruction with it. So as the year goes on, this next, 12 months, I want to add in more dogs too. So you guys can see, other pets. But I do have 2 additional videos on how to, transfer that to your own pet. But a lot of people are like, why don't you do that in the studio? I think that is, that's a little bit harder task because I am so particular, I guess,
Yeah, you just want to make sure it's the way everybody likes it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we can't see the bottom.
I'm getting a little bit of gray. Well, I'm going to go up here, actually. Yeah, so I'm going to go up here. I want a little bit of like a middle gray, all right? This might drive OCD people a little crazy, but what we're going to do is I'm going to just like scuff. There was just like, I want this to I'm going back and forth, like up and down. I want to make it look like there's something in here. You know what I mean? Like, how like that this isn't just a black hole, that the inside of the barn is right here. Okay, so I'm dry brushing. I'm going to show you the back of my brush. Just a tiny bit of paint here. Like there's something here, You just don't want it to just go back to nothing,
Oh, that's so cool.
A little bit of something right here, okay? Then what we'll do is we're going to go to that sunset really quick, okay?
Do you always use a plate for your palette, or do you ever use a wet palette or spray bottle since acrylic paint dries so fast?
So we're not in really hot weather here, so my acrylic paint can sit out for hours and it's totally fine. Now, if we have the ceiling fans on in here, it dries so fast. And so, we do have spray bottles. They're actually right there. We have a whole big container of spray bottles. Haley, can you grab one of those? I'll show. And I put little spray bottles in the members' bags too.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can mist your plate or you can mist your painting as well. But we keep these in the studio if anybody's, paints are drying. And that's for watercolors too. We mist all the watercolors as well. But we do keep these here, or you can use a retarder that'll keep your paint open and wet a little bit longer as well. And that's a 6-to-1 ratio. So you can do that. Was there another question with that?
Nope.
No, okay.
Oh, wet palette.
So do I always use a paper plate?
Yeah.
So there's a reason I have to use a paper plate. So I had palettes and stuff, but
Styrofoam.
it's yeah, styrofoam's bad for the environment. So I think my daughter like wants to choke me over that maybe. But here's the thing about that: it doesn't soak into like a paper plate. It soaks into, it gets all yucky. But I have a spinal cord injury from here to my belly button, and I also have a disc jammed right in the center of it that sticks straight through. I can't bear any weight on my hands, you know, to hold something out like this. I can't carry a purse, things like that. And so I have to have something very light in my hand. So that's why I use that. Yeah. But I also like the tablets with the palettes on there, you know, but I have to hold the tablet because it's the one piece, you have to put it on a surface, you know. So that's just me. But you want to do with, you know, what you're comfortable with, you know. So whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm going to get a little bit of the pink, the magenta, and the purple. And so I talk about this a lot, about painting how you're comfortable. I don't paint straight down because I know I'm going to suffer for it. And so also a lot of times, like, you'll see me change the angle of my painting so I'm not twisting myself, because I have to tell you, at one point, like, it took me 9 months to be able to learn to walk across the room again. Like, I went paralyzed from my rib cage down about 4.5 years ago. And so, so that was rough. And so I would paint and then I would like completely suffer. And then I wouldn't be able to paint for a week again. So I had to find ways that I was comfortable painting. So when people think that they can't paint anymore, don't think that you can't do it. We can figure out a way. You know what I mean? Also, same thing with like shakiness. We can do it. A little purple and pink. We just want to make it look like the, you know, you can see the sunset. You want to come close to your coloring, you know, right behind here. And so I'm just going to pull this across. I need a little bit of white there. But yeah, I learned my lesson over time of what I can and can't do. I was pretty stubborn about it until it kept taking away my painting time. So, you know, yeah. All right, so I'm going to wash this. I'm going to go back. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go in the X's on the door. Do you guys want to give away some prizes? Because I've been so much. You're so
Sure.
Okay, hit it.
Okay, so for Casey Cash, we have Linda Young Carr.
Okay, congratulations. We'll drop that into your app. You just have to download the free app. The QR code's on there.
And we
So
also
we're
have
gonna-
Angie Bell.
Congratulations, Angie. We'll put $5 Casey Cash. You can put it towards anything on there.
And Mandy Long.
Oh, congratulations, Mandy. That's so nice.
Yes.
Thank you. You did a bang, bang, bang.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I can take this off.
I just forgot to chime in.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Interrupt me anytime you want. I need a little bit of, you know, my red with the orange and white in these, you know, triangles in the door. Okay. So we want to do that. And by the way, if you have any part like where you feel like, you know, maybe it's too bright right here, you can just pull some black right over that. It's so easily fixable. That's why you'll see, some things I literally just slap in because I know what I need to be a little bit more careful with, but also like everything's so easy to bring it together, you know, and fix it as well. So I'm gonna go here. And then I'm gonna pull this down. We're gonna dry brush this, so it doesn't matter like what direction, I need just a little bit more paint, what direction, you know, your strokes are in when you have just a small amount of paint on your brush. Somebody's leaving.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
Okay, so I get my paint towel, like say, you know, I went into that X a little bit. I just get my paint towel, a little bit of water. And I hate to say this because it's not too ladylike, but you could just use a little bit of spit. I rub it off with your finger. But, and so I have to talk about is Miss Claudia on there? Have you seen her?
Haven't seen her.
You haven't seen her. Claudia, say hello if you're on. So she's one of our local painters. And she is always dressed beautifully. She's very prim and proper. We've become such wonderful friends over time, you know, just from painting together. And she's family. And so one day she says, because she sees me, like I'll lick my finger and I'll rub something off my painting, and then she'll be like, yeah. What does she say? Like, it's not.
You put DNA on your painting?
Yeah, it's not a painting unless you have a little bit of spit on it.
That's
a little
it.
DNA. And the first time she said it, I like died laughing because it's just so unlike, you know, her.
So unlike her.
Yeah, too funny. So we're gonna leave a little bit of black, like around those chalk lines. You wanna get pretty close to that, okay? And the last thing we're gonna get in here is the white, and then we're gonna put some highlights on this barn as well, okay? Okay? I know I say okay a lot. It's annoying. I'm sorry. You can say it. It's a little annoying.
Nobody said that it's annoying yet. So.
Okay, you can say it. I know it. I talk about one of our instructors, Lexi. She was doing her student teaching, and she was being, they were rating her, whatever they do. I can't think of the word. She didn't do her student teaching.
Yeah.
She was, what's the word I'm looking for?
know.
I'm missing my words.
You're
Anyway.
Student teaching practicum.
watching her?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They were watching her.
Oh.
Haley usually can find my word. You can't do Rebecca.
I got
So, anyways, you know what they told her? That you keep like saying okay at the end of stuff, and you're not supposed to ask if the kids understand. Like you're not supposed to say okay at the end of things, and it's all my fault because she got it for me.
Really sad.
Yeah, it's too funny because I always say it, and it rubbed off on her.
Mandy said, I always end up with pet hair or my hair stuck in it, and I never catch it until it's dry.
That's so funny. Listen, I've had painting classes, like pet painting classes, like silhouette pets and things like that, with sunsets, where people have actually put their ashes of their pets into the painting.
Huh.
I never thought about that. You know,
That's nice.
I know. One lady had me paint like another dog, and I'm not just a silhouette. I was like, so you just want me to whip that out right now? Like, just paint your dog in there right now during class? She's like, yeah, can you? And I was like, I guess I can.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one, I'm not going to have a lot of detail in here. I know. It's funny. She was so nice, I had to do it.
I'm sure.
I had one lady last year come in. Well, we were teaching in class, and we probably had 40 people here. And I didn't know her, and she brought in a painting. I'm not going to say what it is because she'll know what it is. And she was like, "Hey, can you paint a water? What do you call those? Like wheels with the water, like has a waterfall, like the What's it called?
Mill?
Yeah, like something like that. And she was like, "Can you put that right in the middle of the painting?" Hi, Donna. And I'm like, right now, like during class, you want me to put that in there? And she's like, yeah, can you?
Oh, boy.
I can't say no to anybody, so,
Sue asks, is that the same colors as the rest of the barn?
Yep, it is. Yeah. And so what we're going to do, you want to come over and say hi, Donna?
No, I look like crap.
Listen, look at us at the end of the day. Actually, you guys look refreshed. You look good. Okay, guys, so we're going to do a couple things before we end, okay? We have a few minutes. We're going to put this in here, okay? All right, so what I want to do, remember how I told you, before we put this white trim in, I don't want this to look like a black hole. Like, I don't want this to look like there's nothing there, okay? We want to give the impression, it's just an implication, like gives your eye an implication that this goes back, there's something in there. So what we're gonna do is we'll make like the ground, this is a little bit of Van Dyke brown with white, but first let's stuff in a little bit of gray around the edges, okay? And then we'll also put a couple of like highlights throughout the barn here, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take, my black with my white, and we're gonna put a little bit of paint here. Make sure this is dry brushing. You have very little paint. We're gonna scuff it. We're gonna use that back part of the brush. We're gonna hold it at an angle like this, not like this. It's gonna be like this. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna lift off, okay? So I'm gonna start in this corner, all right? I'm gonna start in this corner. Make sure, if you tend to use a lot of paint, wipe it off before you come here, okay? Wipe it off. I'm just gonna scuff a little bit of paint in here.
I zoomed in a little bit, just so you know.
Okay, that's totally fine. Is my head in it?
No.
I can't wear my hair down when I teach because I tilt my head into the camera. I do. It's true. Poor Leslie, she works with us on the back, on the back end. She started out she's still a member, of course, but started out as a member, and then we sucked her in also, and she works with us. But anyways, you know what she brought me for Members Weekend?
What's that?
Ponytail holders. To keep my hair out of things. Because if I jump on live, like after I have like a meeting or something, my hair's in there. Okay, so just a little bit, you see, just a little bit of color. I go until like it's, you know, I stuff it in. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So now let's make it look like there's a little bit of grounded here, all right? So let's go with a little bit of brown and a little bit of white, all right? See how little paint? When you're mixing paint, you're working with a very small amount, all right? You can always pull in more if you need to. Let's get that a little bit darker. I keep pulling it further over if I need to change the color. Yeah.
Need a bigger plate.
Yeah. So this is going to get more narrow as it goes back, like this pathway in here. So we're going to make our brush strokes left to right. You're going to lift off at different points. So I'm barely touching this. We're going to bring some white over this once we get the dark in. Okay. So you always get this darkest, you know, color in first. And then we'll come back and we'll add some white to it. All right, make sure like one stroke's longer, one stroke shorter as you're in here, okay? So I'm gonna go back like that. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of white and we're gonna put white on there, okay? Tiny bit, I'm gonna touch it off so I don't have like a big chunk of it, all right? Wipe it off, all right? I'm going to turn this way just because it's easier for me, okay? So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go right across the bottom. All right, and then I'm going to use the skinny part of my brush as I'm going back here. All right.
Very nice.
Thank you. So one long, one short. So I was testing the members on that while they were here. I'm like, okay, what do we say with this stroke? One long, one short. The reason why I say that is if you stop at the same point on both sides, you're going to build a block in there. So if you make it a point to think one long, one short, even though if you have to go from longer to more narrow, you still want your strokes to go one long, one short, because then you're not building that block, okay? It's very, very light touch, not a ton of paint, all right? So then that's gonna make your eye think that goes back further. Does that make sense? We're gonna zoom back out so they can look at that. Okay. So we have that. You good? Okay. Good. Okay, we're good. So say you got too much paint in there, all right? Because that happens too. Like people, a lot of times use, you know, too much paint, especially if you're new. So don't worry about that. Everything's fixable. Take a little bit of black, pull it through here, make it a little bit darker, like kind of like coming right across the middle. Just make a couple dashes going right across the middle and you'll be okay, all right? You put a little bit of darkness, like maybe right here, all right? And then you'll be all right, okay? So we're gonna wash our brush and let's put in some white trim on here and you'll be good to go on this.
And your water's not clean, crystal clear.
No, you can take a look at my water, and I'm using white, and it's still going to be white because I'm drying off my brush. It's pretty yucky.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Listen, the one day you probably weren't with me. The one day I was painting all day, like the entire day, and I was like, oh, I forgot to take my vitamin D today, and I had 2 cups. And I chugged paint water that was in there all day. And you know me, I'm allergic to everything. And listen, I didn't die, nothing happened. I was like shocked, yeah. Okay, so it's just white. We're just using white. First, what we're gonna do is let's get a little bit of white around these. These are back windows, so you don't want them super bright. You're just gonna use a little bit of paint, all right? Just a little bit. Not a lot. We're just gonna barely touch it. Just a little. Just so it's there. All right, I'm using the edge of my flat brush. All right, just like that. All right. I feel like this side's maybe a little too bright. Let's go. Make it a little bit brighter over here. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into these little. We're gonna go on the edges of these windows, and we're just gonna get some white in here. Okay. And we're gonna stuff inside these windows, so again, it doesn't look like It's nothing like a black hole in there.
Have you been using the same brush all day today so far?
Yes, I have actually, except for when we use the dome brush and the C-sponge.
Just the old half inch.
Just the half-inch brush, so that's the only one you're learning with today. Sorry about that. Tomorrow we have lots more, actually. We'll use the half-inch brush on the truck, though. It works really well with that. Let me make sure you can see the top of this. So I'm going to make this a little bit brighter towards the outside edge, and then you scuff lighter as you come in, okay? So, and you also want to make sure that you still have a little bit of darkness in between, you know, your red part of your barn, your purple sunset, and this, you know, and your white part of your roof, because it adds to the dimension of the painting if you have a little bit of black showing there. This is kind of bent. I'm gonna straighten that out a little bit. You can easily fix this too. I'll show you after I get this all the white in. What you do is you just take, this is mainly chalk under here, you just take your black and run it right under there. Everything is so easily fixable. So I can tell you my story about lines from like seven and a half years ago. I had a friend that commissioned me to do her 3 children in their sports, like paint their children. One was swimming, one was baseball, one was basketball. And I have to tell you, like, they all were so easy, and I get to the last thing, which is the basketball court, and I was like, oh my God, never thought to use tape. I'm just freehanding all those lines, and if your hair off, it looked crazy. And when I was done with it, I was like, never again a whole painting of straight lines. And so someone that very week asked me to paint their parents in front of their house, like from like 1950, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that siding. So I try not to. I know that it's not fun to try to make a line straight, you know, like, so I don't want people to struggle with that. So generally when I have lines, they're straight lines, they're a little looser, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like this could be an old barn and all the windows are wonky, you know.
Yeah.
It can be.
Sean said the dimension of this painting is what intrigued me to do this workshop.
I love that so much, Sean. You have to send it to us. I want to see your painting, okay? I love to celebrate people's paintings with them. It makes me so happy. And that's why, too, like, we come on live here and there. I mean, I went a long time between coming on live. I get comfortable painting in the group, and then I'll come on the public page for a really long time. I'm pretty bad about that, huh? And Haley's nodding, yes. And I think I went from last fall to this fall without coming on to the public page. And I felt bad about that. But I do like painting in the membership is so nice also. But I like to come on the public page to show people that they can do it. Like everybody can paint every one of our paintings, even if you're brand new, you know? Even the ones that look like they're more difficult, they may take a little bit more time. If it's a big painting with a lot of steps, doesn't mean you can't paint them, okay? So we have a little bit here. Yeah, I always remember this as like a middle of the night painting, you know? Because I remember just waking up. Sometimes I just wake up, I'm like a crazy person. I just wake up with painting in my head. I'm like, oh, I need to paint that. So I'm just using the skinny part of the brush in here, and you can go back and you can make some areas brighter, some areas darker if you want. Leave some areas darker. Do you have a question?
I had a comment.
Okay.
Kathy said it's so neat how the dark colors come through.
Oh, yay.
And Sean said, I'm so glad you came back and I found you.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad. Thank you for painting with us. Thank you for joining us. I really, I love to paint with all of you. It makes our day. We had so much fun yesterday with you. I'm going to show you, that got a little wonky. Easy fix. Don't worry. You can go through this very quickly. On the right side here, the camera's, right here. So it's awkward for me. So you'll hear me say that 5,000 times over when I'm painting. With the tutorials, I'll be like, this camera's right in front of my chest.
Yeah.
So you can't like get real close, you know. It's always awkward. So pull this down, and then I'll show you how to like trim it a little bit, you know, if you're putting this in quickly as well. Okay, we're almost there, almost there. That's where I brought the red down too far.
Lynn said, I've only painted on a black canvas 2 times. Now I'm addicted. It makes dry brushing and shading so easy.
It does, doesn't it? I agree. We have a lot of paintings. I don't know how many. I would say at least half our paintings or more are on a black canvas because it gives you like all that depth, you know, right off the bat. So, and that's why like where dry brushing really comes into play too is when you're leaving some of that darkness there, you know, it really makes your job a lot easier. Okay. So you can brighten, you know, pieces of this if you wanted to, like if you want to go back and, you know, take a little brighter white and run it through sometimes like down through the middle of some of these, or have the light hit a little brighter in some places. And I'm going to show you how to clean up really quickly also. And we're going to scuff inside these windows just a little bit with this brush. We're going to just wipe it off just a little. Can you still see in here?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're touching somebody, so. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe off this
You
brush.
can't see the top part, but
You can see the top.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna wipe off this brush, all right? So I barely have any paint, you see? And what I'm gonna do, I don't want this to be a black hole also, so I'm just gonna scuff right inside. Don't go right up against your other white, just right inside. Just a tiny bit, tiny bit. You just have to give implication, guys. So that's what like your eye believes, all right? So I'm gonna wash my brush just a little bit, and then I'm gonna pull out some black and I'm gonna flatten it down. Try to use a brush that has like a really, like you can get that super flat like that, okay?
do you prefer an already black canvas or a black gesso to your canvas? I don't know if you notice a difference.
I do, there is actually a difference. And so it depends on, I guess this is what it depends on. So if you need to match up your black, like with a background, like if you're putting something in that you have to match your paint to, you know what I mean? Like, so what I'm trying to say is, I guess, like if you have a black background on a painting and you're leaving a bunch of it black, someone gets a bunch of paint there and they don't clean it right away. You can't just patch it if it doesn't match your gesso, like, because all blacks are different. So if it comes painted black first, I always tell my classes, like, whenever it comes painted black first and you get your hand in paint or you get something in the background, as soon as you see it, try to wash it off. Don't try to paint all around it another black. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's, I like painting on the pre like the ones that are already gessoed black because it's less work for us.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
But I would prefer that it all match. So I like, you know, when they're painted by us, just in case someone needs to cover something, you know.
I gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I can't find my words today.
It is 9:26. Just letting you know.
Okay, so
Your
we're
time
about
update.
done for today. So I'm just cleaning up some edges. Remember, some of this is chalk lines. You can take your chalk lines out, you know, after it dries. Just take a damp cloth, you know, and take your chalk lines out after it dries. I do think that barns are a really nice thing to start with because they can be like old looking, like wonky, you know. Some barns are built by hand and not by a carpenter, by trade, and can be a little wonky or old, you know. So you don't have to feel compelled to have everything like perfect. Does that make sense? The last thing I'm going to do before I let you go is I'm going to wash this brush again, and I'm just going to take the smallest amount of white with a little bit of water this time. No dry brushing. It's okay that that water is, you know, dirty, and so I'm going to pull this off to the side, but it's very, you know, very little paint, And what I'm gonna do is you can do this with a script liner also, but if you have a nice edge on your half-inch brush, you can just, highlight a couple of these pieces. Not all of them, but you could even, like, if you wanted to make it look like your planks, like they weren't like full length, planks of wood, you can make some dashes coming down that way. Also, that's totally up to you, but I would go and just lightly highlight, a little bit of white on some of them. Very, very light. Don't make bold lines. If you're doing this and you're making bold lines, I want you to go back with your black or your red and dissipate it, like, take it down a notch just a little bit, okay? So don't let these little highlights get too bright. This is watered down, very faint. All right, I definitely want to get it like right here on these middle pieces. And don't make a big bold line around everything. You just want a very, very, light touch, skip around here and there. All right. I think that's it.
Sounds good.
Is that good?
I think
Does
so.
anybody have any questions? And so I can put this back here. So you
Deb
guys
said
can see.
the barn looks great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we have this frame sitting here.
Oh, that'll do
Remove
it.
that. Yeah. Okay, so let's do, what did we give away? What do you guys want to give away?
We gave away Casey Cash and Don't Brushes.
So let's give away which shirt did we give away yesterday? Let's give away another shirt.
Let's give away another shirt.
They can pick their shirt.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
winner's choice.
You can pick your shirt and your
Okay.
size. We have them in all sizes, small to 3X. So you can pick your shirt, your size.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
So I trust the process. Or lift off, lift off, lift off.
Amy Decker,
Congratulations, Amy.
free shirt winner.
Free shirt. We're going to ship everything out at the end of the week. We're going to drop in all the Casey Cash into the app at the end of the week. If you haven't signed up for the free app, you can just scan that QR code right there. I'll leave it up for just a second. Be sure, if you're watching the replay, you're so nice, Carol. Thank you. She said I could watch you paint all day. I love the shirts. I'm so glad. I'll get the shirts back on the app, guys. We just got a whole new shipment before Members Weekend. We just haven't had a chance yet. Let's give away like a couple free tutorials also. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
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 All right, so I've got Ludi Jalamo.
Congratulations, Ludi. And so they're going to surprise you. So what they'll do is they'll drop into your free library. You know how you have this workshop in your free library? It'll be under free tutorials, and Haley is going to randomly choose one. You'll get the stencil supplies list and the reference photo and the tutorial and all that with it. Yeah.
And then I just lost it. Tommy Lou Frank.
Congratulations, Tommy Lou. That's awesome. And so are you doing that at the end of the week also, or are you going day by day? I didn't know.
I'm trying day by day, but at the latest, it'll be at the end of the week.
Okay, awesome. And then if you did want to try the membership, I didn't even mention it yesterday, and people were writing out. I'm really bad about that. And so you can use coupon code, let me see, I put a thing on here. So you can use coupon code KCKHQ19. So you just go to kckhq.com, use that code at checkout. It will take, it's like half off basically. Yeah, so it goes from $37 to $19. And so we're hoping at the end of the 30 days we go from 37 to, what was it? Is it 27 or 29 that we go down to? Let me look at this block. So what's that say? I'm blind. Goes down to 29. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Yay.
Yeah, when you join, are all the tutorial videos free?
So yes, you get everything. The entire vault, you'll get an instant access to every single thing in the vault. So
And that comes with stencil, the reference photo, the supply list.
Yeah, links to everything, all the
all
tutorials.
these things.
We should print some notes so they can see notes.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
if you want to print a set for tomorrow, so you can see that we type up notes. It's probably, I would say, for like 90% of the tutorials
Most of
now.
them,
Yeah, we didn't do all the older ones, but we have notes for the tutorials because a lot of people like to print things and go.
Yeah.
You know, so we have that.
Now,
as well.
do you complete whole paintings on Tuesdays?
I do. Yeah.
I didn't know if I know it was Technique Tuesday.
So
They used changed it to Tutorial Tuesday.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we used to do Technique Tuesday, and I'd throw in a full tutorial here and there, and then I would just upload all of the new tutorials into the membership. Well, then the membership decided they wanted, because I work for you, and so they decided they wanted full tutorials, even if it's an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes on Tuesdays. So I do a new full tutorial every single Tuesday with everybody, and then I still drop all the bonuses into the vault, and then I let you know when everything's uploaded. So
Sounds good.
Yeah, so we had 8 so far this month already. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Listen, that's nothing compared to last September. I let myself down.
Now, Sean said if you have a bunch join, it could end up even lower.
Yes. So if we have a bunch join, we want to get it down to $20 for everybody. I want it to be like $5 a week. That's what I want. Yeah. So that would make me so happy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Sounds good.
so yeah, we're not stopping until we get down to the $20. So share the live. So that'll help with
Yes.
the membership drive if you can share the live
Or if
on
you
your
know
page.
anybody that likes to paint or would be interested in
Yeah.
learning how to paint, Casey has 1,600 tutorials, step-by-step
Yeah,
paintings.
there's a lot. I think we're at 1687 or
Yeah.
something.
Do you have like a little?
It's on Searchy. Searchy
Oh, okay.
tells me how many I have on there. Yeah.
Now this one's your like.
Oh, so
yeah.
you
wanna
can hit
show-
the buttons.
I don't
yeah.
wanna touch
So there's so many, but we have some cover
So- ooh, a
pages
little
that show
preview.
you. Yeah. I love fall and Halloween. I'm like a crazy person with that. So you can take a look at those and then maybe look at some holiday and
yeah,
snowmen
some
and
oldies but
stuff.
goodies in
Yeah.
there, bent tree.
And some new ones. And you get all of our workshops too. Like we have tons of workshops, so you can look at those. So those are our 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 day workshops. So they're all in there. Everything's in there. All the technique tutorials, all the bonus tutorials.
Yeah.
And like we have videos to show you how to navigate your library as well. And but I have to tell you, if someone writes a question in the membership, everybody answers it.
Yeah.
Like you're answered so quick, but we're all available for you if you need anything.
Haley's the best customer service.
Oh my
She's over
gosh.
here to the side.
She is like, honestly, she screenshots everything step by step by step. So if you're technically challenged, like we can be
Yeah.
sometimes, like it is fantastic how she shows you. And you're like, oh, why did I figure that
Yeah.
out? You know, she
Yes.
makes it look so easy.
I'm always like, Haley,
Yeah. So
help me.
yeah, Haley. All right, so tomorrow, you are not going to believe how quickly we can throw in this foreground, the bales of hay, the pumpkin, all of that, and then we have our truck. But I'm thinking I will come to you on Friday because there's other techniques that I want to go over with you that I want to, so we're going to paint a loose background together. We're going to paint some leaves. Hi, Carol and Donna. I'll be done in just 1 second. We're going to paint some loose leaves. Add to our list if you want to. I'll come to you on Friday. Before I think I have a class on Friday night, but I'll come to you before that.
Yeah, and then if you miss the live, it's okay. This video will remain up.
Oh yeah. And we're going to upload all of these into your free library by next week. So they'll all be into there as well. So you don't have to go searching on our page because I know our page everything kind of gets pushed down as we go. And so we'll put all these in your library too, and you can play them anytime you want.
And if you have any questions,
Yes, please let us know. Oh, let me put up the email address. And so if you need anything, I was just going to refresh this really quick. If you need anything, you just let us know. We're here to help you. Also, our members, what they do too is they send us a screenshot if you're stuck on something. You can email us a picture and we can give you steps to get you where you need to be. Like we can generally just look at it and help you get to where you need to be. We do that all the time as well. So we're there for you with that as well.
Tammy asked, are there videos with every painting showing how you paint it?
Yes, so there's a painting tutorial for everything, step by
Isn't
step by
there?
step.
I know the grab and goes you were working on.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we started a new
did.
thing like a month and a half ago, and they're for simpler paintings that we already have done techniques on them, and they're maybe family day paintings or a child's painting.
Yeah.
And so there's a handful in there that don't have tutorials.
But maybe
that,
like less than 10.
Yes, there's very few
Out
in
of
there.
1,600.
Yeah, and it has a stencil supplies list and any notes that I think should go with that. And so we have a grab and go section. The reason why we did that is because of our business members wanted some of those quick things where they just needed the stencil. And so we would take things from like art camp and put them in there, stuff like that, because we probably have about 300 children through art camp in the summer, so we
Yeah.
do a dozen projects for each one.
And they're
of
all
those.
techniques that you'll learn, whether it's in
And
this
all the
boot
other
camp or in
paintings,
all the
yeah.
other paintings. And then
Yeah.
you'll be able to check in that grab and go section and be like, yep, I can do that.
I know how to do that.
Yeah.
But listen, I can tell you this, and our members can attest to this. I'm pretty sure almost everyone will tell you this. After you paint so many paintings, and it's not a ton of paintings, you're going to build like all these tools. Like you are going to be able to look at my paintings and be like, I know how she built that. Or you're going to be driving down the road and you see the clouds or the trees and you'll be like, I know how to paint that. And then you see with our members, they'll start building their own paintings. And I love to
Yeah,
see that.
we do.
It makes
Yep.
me so happy. And so you don't ever think that you can't do it, because it's coming. Like it'll come. So our instructors that work here in the studio, they don't get trained on my paintings before they teach them. They actually know within a very short period of time, within a handful of months, how to paint the paintings by looking at them. And it's because you're building all of these techniques. And I try to burn some things into your brains.
Yeah.
Like, you
True.
know, lifting off.
Lifting off.
Make a Y, you know, slapping it
Yeah,
in there. No, just
true,
kidding.
true.
Any other
I
questions?
think that's it for now.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for
Yes.
joining us. We had a wonderful time with you as always. And then we'll be back on tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And please, okay, so in this post, if you're painting along with us, post your pictures. I want to see your paintings. I would love to see it. Yes, thank you, Miss Haley.
Thanks, Haley.
Thank you, Miss Rebecca.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And then here's our website again. And be sure to share the lives each day. You can even go back with the replay and share them and still get entered in for each day.
Yes,
So you
yes.
get 3 entries, okay? Okay.
What does the prize wheel give you again? What do you-
Prize will gives you a month free of HQ. So
right.
yeah, and so it's for people that aren't members and people that are members, because the people that are members can get an extra month added on to their
Yeah.
membership too.
That's nice.
And so this is another question which reminds me, people ask all the time. We have a lot of people that pay annually because you save 2 months paying annually. So whenever our price reduction goes into effect, like it did on the first of this month, how we dropped it down $12 a member, we credited 2 months to the end of their, you know, of their year.
Very nice.
So yeah, they get it every time we do a price reduction. We give it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we get asked that a lot. But have a nice night. Happy painting to you. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see your paintings and to finish up our painting tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.